DefSys was established in 2007, working with defense and aerospace customers having valuable experience in design, manufacturing and integration of complicated electronic and electro-optical systems. We are specialized in electro-optical and precision motion control systems for military, paramilitary and homeland security applications mounted on all types of ground, air and naval platforms. We also specialized in design and manufacture of simulators and automated test equipment for all types of weapons and military systems, especially for RF and electro-optic applications. We have a team of certified engineers working in different domains. We perform system-level design, mechanical modeling, hardware development, electro-optical systems design, RF and microwave design, software development on both host and target platforms using different programming languages. Our outdoor team provides military site installations and testing, on-site maintenance, system upgrades, etc. This video demonstrates the capabilities of DefSys software platform. This software is meant to test the unit under test, and it comes as part of automated test equipment developed by DefSys. The shown picture is the AEE developed for Belghaziabad that runs this software application. To run the software, please double-click on the desktop shortcut shown, which opens up the welcome screen as shown. To use the software, one must first log in by using the login window as shown. The login window allows the user account management. There are two types of users, namely, admin and operator. After successful login, the first thing the software checks is the health of all instruments that are connected to the system. This is done by performing device test, as shown. Yellow status indicates the device test is in progress on that instrument. Green status indicates the device test finished successfully on that instrument. Red status indicates the device test failed on that instrument. Progress indicator indicates the overall progress of device test. After the device test finishes, the main window appears. The left side of the window contains controls that perform tests on unit under test. The right side of the window contains controls that perform general tasks. The below indicators shows the timing and other status information. The center pane of the window allows the selection of unit under test or band and other test parameters. By default, automated test is selected as test type. In automated test type, there is no manual intervention and all the tests are scheduled to run on unit under test. In express test type, only few important tests are scheduled to run on unit under test. This is basically to reduce the testing time. In manual test type, only the user-selected tests are scheduled to run on unit under test. This test type allows the user to select the tests. Self-test is used to check the health of communication interfaces like power harness, digital harness, and connectivity tests, etc. This test type is done on complete system, but not on unit under test. Calibration is used to calibrate the complete system, usually done once in 6 months. Device test is used to check the health of all instruments connected to the system. By clicking on Results Control, user can access the test results folder. By clicking on the Speak control, user can enable or disable the speech option. If enabled, then it intimates the user for any of the user action required. By clicking on the Help control, the user manual will open, which contains information about the complete system. By clicking on the exit control, the application will gracefully exit the system. The image indicator shows the actual picture of unit under test. The unit under test control allows user to select the unit under test type. The number of UUTs control allows user to input the number of UUTs to test. The UUT serial number control allows user to input serial number of the units under test. The on-test fail control allows user to input what action to take place when a test fails. The number of iteration control allows user to input number of times the tests should iterate, which basically is used for regression testing. The on every control allows user to input what action to take place in between tests when tests are running. The wait controls allows user to input time delay between tests. By default, it doesn't wait. The next control allows user to navigate to next state. This screen shows the connection diagram between system and unit under test. It includes both digital and power connections. User has to connect the harness accordingly. By clicking Next, the software first validates whether right connections are made or not, and right unit under test is connected or not, as shown. If everything is properly connected, then it navigates to the next screen, otherwise it remains in the same screen until proper connections are ensured. This screen shows the RF connections between system and unit under test. User has to make the connections accordingly. By clicking Next, user can see the list of tests made as per automated test procedure. The load control allows user to input the previously saved settings. The settings include all configuration data. As mentioned earlier, the express test will only include few important tests, as shown. As mentioned earlier, manual test will include all of the tests and provides option to user to schedule them manually, as shown. Previous and next navigation controls allows user to navigate to different screens. After tests selected, the next screen allows user to input value of test variables. Variables will be enabled or disabled according to the tests selected. The next screen allows user to input test specification value, pass and fail criteria of selected tests. Only administrator can modify these values. The Save control allows user to save all the settings in a custom file format. By clicking Run, the software powers on the power supply to power up instruments and unit under test. After power on, the software performs pre-check to check the readiness of complete setup. After pre-check, all the selected tests are scheduled as shown. The progress and status indicator shows the progress of corresponding test. The below progress indicators shows the progress of all tests and current iteration as shown. The stop control allows user to stop the execution. However, execution will only be stopped after current test finishes. The pause control allows user to pause the execution. However, execution will only be paused after current test finishes. The resume control allows user to resume the execution immediately. After all tests finishes execution, PDF and Excel reports are generated to each unit under test as shown. By clicking on the icon, the corresponding report will open. The PDF and Excel reports are identical. The report contains all the needed information related to tests. The generated report format is specific to customer requirements, The report also shows a graphical view of data captured from instruments. As you see in the graph, the two blue line indicates the maximum and minimum tolerance limits of test specification value. The red line indicates the actual data captured. From the graph, it is evident that the captured data doesn't match the test specification value constraints, and so the test failed. As per the customer requirement, different types of graphical representations will be included in the report. In Excel, each test report is a different worksheet. This helps to easily identify the test report. The rerun control allows user to rerun the tests with same settings. The exit control allows user to exit the application gracefully. Thanks for watching software demo of DefSys. For further enquiry, please contact DefSys.